Hello everyone and welcome to the County Buzz. I'm Dick Wolf, your host today, and with me is Ron Bailey. Ron Bailey has got a daytime job, and I'm going to tell you first of all his daytime job is he's director of the 12th Judicial District Drug Court, which has been very active here in Franklin County. It may have gotten its start here actually.
Actually did.
Yes, I thought so. But we're speaking with Ron today. He's the president of the Rotary Club here in Franklin County, the Afternoon Rotary Club, number 3891, been here since 1947. Mm-hmm. And you signed up that day to be a member?
They asked me that day, but I was busy. But no, yeah, that was the beginning of this Rotary Club. Actually, Rotary International just celebrated their 100th anniversary this year. So the local club's been here about half as long as the program itself has been going.
So that's and you've been involved quite a number of years with the Rotary. I know from back in days past. I guess you and I have been hanging out since about 1991. Yeah. And generally, it's been pretty good.
Yes. Most instances, yes.
And we had a great visit today. Thank you for letting us come here and hear your speaker. I know you do this every week.
Every Tuesday at noon.
Out here, and you have your lunches at the Franklin County Country Club.
That's correct.
Okay. So tell us about, you're a member of Rotary, and why did you become involved with the organization? What did you see about the Rotary Club that you thought you wanted to be a part of?
As you observe activities in the community and different programs in the community, and you begin to learn that the sponsorship of some of those is either led by the Rotary Club or is passed through the Rotary Club and so forth, whether it be Little League Baseball or children's youth soccer, all kinds of activities in the county that you see Rotary is a backer of. And then as I looked at it, that's just, I wanted to be part of that. I wanted to see if I could contribute, in that area. And fortunately, one of the Rotary members asked me if I would like to come in, and I came a few times to lunch as a guest, mm-hmm. And then I filled out the application, and they accepted me.
And so we're going at this a little backwards. We will talk about Rotary International in a minute or two from now, but the international motto is "Be a gift to the world." Just a few months ago, the city of Winchester signed the final papers on a soccer field that the Rotary Club built. Mm. So you are kind of a gift to Franklin County that just keeps giving every year. What are some of the things other than the soccer field, and you're welcome to tell us about that, but what else have you done here for Winchester? The taxpayers don't pay for it. Mm-hmm. Rotary Club members do.
Right. Well, we're heavily involved in the Little League programs. As you heard today at the program, Davis Mason was one of the first coaches in the Little League of Winchester, and we've been involved in that since its inception. We also sponsor 2 Interact clubs, which are the high school clubs that are associated with Rotary. There's one in Huntland and one at Franklin County, and both are extremely important and very good at what they do. Huntland has been the outstanding club in the district for probably the last 6 or 7 years, and was recognized at this year's conference as again being the outstanding club in the district. And Franklin County is just right there with them, just a little bit behind. So we do sponsor them. We sponsor their trips to the Interact State Conference, where they go every year, and that's an expenditure of probably $4,500 to $5,000 to send all those kids to the state conference and take care of all those expenses. So there's just a lot of things. The soccer club field, as you mentioned, we had committed several $1,000s to that over a period of time. We had a situation where we had 20,000 that became available, and so that was the first initial contribution to get it started. And then we've been paying $5,000 a year, and we have 2 more years of $5,000 contributions to that project.
So, and I was just out there the other day, and I mean, it's full of young kids out with their coaches, learning a game and practicing a game and getting better at a game. Mm-hmm. Does that make you feel that the dues you pay to Rotary are worth it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not just the dues, but the other activities, the fundraising activities that the club participates in. And the two main ones is we have a Rotary raffle dinner each year. And just 2 years ago, we started the Low Country Bowl, which is another dinner program where we prepare food and have folks buy tickets and come out. And there's some other fundraising activities that come about. We have a country ham breakfast every year, the first Saturday in December, and all the funds from that are contributed to Operation Noel, which Rotary is one of the primary sponsors of the Operation Noel program, and have been involved since its inception. So a lot of the things that go on in the community, even over time, Rotary may not be as actively involved, but most of the time in the initial stages, they were very, very much involved.
I know from my past experience, Rotary Club members also do things that aren't necessarily Rotary Club projects, but your expertise in finance and business and management and those kinds of skills, you help other organizations do things even though you don't contribute money directly to them.
We have that opportunity coming up this month. Next week at our meeting, we'll have a young man come in and give a presentation representing junior achievement. And they have a all-day project at North Middle School on the 20th of May. And they're going to be asking Rotary to provide volunteers to go out and use the expertise and experience and so forth to help in a career-type planning day for North Middle School. So we're excited about that. We've done everything from park cars at Little League ball games. When the state tournament came in last year, we spent a lot of time out there trying to park cars and made some financial contributions to that as well. But being involved physically, personally, is sometimes as rewarding as knowing that you have contributed financially.
It's probably fair to say that the community sort of respects and appreciates the Rotary. Did you not? The new Rotary Club is the morning club. That's got a recent history. Yet there were so many, there had to be two clubs.
Well, it was there was the noon club sponsored the AM club when it first started, and there were just a group of members who found it more conducive to have an AM early morning meeting rather than a noon meeting because of their occupations or their other commitments. So it was decided that, well, you need, and that's happened in a lot of communities where there's a AM breakfast club and then either a noon club or an afternoon club, because everybody's schedule don't fit, just when you need it to.
I want to go back to what you mentioned about Huntland School and Franklin County High School. You have clubs in each of those schools. I noticed when I looked around the Rotary Club today, there are young people in their 20s in the Rotary Club. There's old folks like you and me, and gosh, Bill Cunningham is as old as I am. So you've got a really broad range of people. Does that bespeak of the strength of the Rotary Club's message?
It does, because it covers the age spans of what we do. But we've made a real effort in the last few years to try to attract younger business people, younger people who are starting on their careers. Because as you said, you look around and there's some of us that might not be here much longer. And so as you begin to face that reality, you realize for the club, the programs, and the good deeds that take place to carry on, then you've got to get some new members, some younger blood, and then work them into responsible positions within the club so that it will self-perpetuate itself. And that's a problem that throughout the district and the state that all the clubs are having. Their membership is aging, and everybody's trying to make an extended effort to get younger folks in. We were, as I mentioned, during the meeting, we did receive the REACH Award this year, which is a percentage of increase in your membership. Membership had been declining in the Noon Club for the last 5 years, and so we've made a concerted effort to try to get that membership back up so that it can remain vibrant and active in the community.
Well, and let's speak about some of the graybeards, and we can't talk about the Rotary Club if we don't talk about Paul Traynor.
Exactly.
This man has been volunteering in Franklin County for a very long time, and he doesn't seem to quit.
No, you can't run him off. And as you know, Paul has been involved in activities from the Franklin County High School band to Red Cross to everything that has come through the county. He's been a very active member of this Rotary Club for a long time. Up until just maybe a year ago, Paul every Tuesday would come and set up the entire process, put the banners out, put the podium out, get everything ready by himself. And he did that. I told some of the members he did it for 100 years. Can't quite be 100 years because he's only 90 years old. But he did that for a long time, and just in recent months has found that that's a little much for him. And so it has taken me putting together a group of 12 Rotarians to do what he did by himself for all those years. But he's been, I sit up here and he sits right across from me at every meeting. And it's because as president I have to do these things, and he can tell me whether I'm doing it correctly or not. And that's such a help as far as getting things together.
And so with the student clubs that you have, do they get to take advantage of some of the mentorship programs that the Rotary has?
They do. We have a youth development chairman. T. Simmons is youth development chairman, and the Interact members several times a year will come to the noon meeting, and then also they participate with us in many or most of the activities. At the Low Country Bowl, there were kids here that were helping serve, we're helping get the tables clean and so forth and so on. Same thing at the Operation Noel breakfast, they will be there. It's a little more difficult to get them for the breakfast because that's early in the morning on a Saturday. So, but
and they're kids.
Yeah, and they're kids, but they're such great kids, and always eager to work with us and to help us, and then also to call on us when we can help them. I told somebody the other day, I said, every time that our membership begins to feel frustrated with the future or frustrated with how the world's going, we can just look at one of the Interact clubs and get excited again.
And I was going to ask you, that's a two-way street. When we provide mentorship to the younger kids, but isn't that an inspiration to each and every Rotary member that gets engaged with them?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It gives you a sense of accomplishment when you see them develop and make progress in whatever their area of interest is.
Yeah. And is that a pathway into the club?
We have several members who come out of Interact, and we always have, seems like we have speakers that come back from time to time that were members of one of the Interact clubs. So yes, it's like the farm system.
I got you.
We get them in and then bring them on up.
Okay, well, we're talking to Mr. Ron Bailey, president of the Rotary Club, the Noon Rotary Club, and we'll be back with more of his interview right after this.
When it comes to furniture, appliances, electronics, and yard equipment, start with a company you can trust. Badcock Home Furniture and More in Winchester has spent years faithfully serving their community and their customers. Badcock Furniture has always been ahead of the rest when it comes to brand name furniture, appliances, and electronics. That's why Badcock is the best. Badcock continues to renovate their store plan with new top-of-the-line quality products that fit your taste and budget and make your life at home easier than ever. Upgrade your appliances today. Ranges, freezers, refrigerators, microwaves, vacuums, and stay comfortable through the years with air conditioners and infrared quartz fireplace heaters in several sizes and designs. Live healthy and sleep better with iComfort Sleep Systems by Serta, plus sleep accessories, support systems, and foundations from other major brands. Badcock carries state-of-the-art entertainment equipment, TVs, DVD players, home theaters, computers, tablets, printers, and more, and financing is available. Visit Gregor K. Gillum and the staff at Badcock Home Furniture and More today. 405 Bypass Road in Winchester. Call 931-962-4991. We make it easy. We deliver. Badcock Home Furniture and More in Winchester.
Whatever your shipping needs, Mr. Postman is where you want to go. Convenient across from the post office in Winchester. Take your packages or bring the item unpacked and they'll carefully box it and send it off for safe delivery. Anywhere. Yes, in or out of the USA, Mr. Postman can get it there quickly. There's more. Get a box number with a street address. Start a background check with safe and secure fingerprinting. Oh, wait, Forgot that card to go with that present? Not a problem. A good selection of cards, funny, faithful, and family. Mr. Postman, across from the post office, Winchester. And welcome back, everyone, to the County Buzz. We are here with Ron Bailey today, president of the Noon Rotary Club. And also, I must mention you're director of the 12th Judicial District Drug Court. And we have had a show on that already, but at some point I'd like you back, Ron, and talk again about this drug court and how we're getting our kids to come back in society instead of putting them in the criminal justice system.
We'd be happy to do that.
But right now it's Rotary Club we're talking about. And we've talked briefly in the previous few minutes about the local activities. But let's talk about Rotary International, whose motto is, as I said, be a gift to the world. So what is Franklin County's gift to the world?
We're part of a much, much larger group of clubs and members all over the world who, through contributions from each of those members, attack major projects. One of the things that back several years ago that Rotary decided to take on is the eradication of polio worldwide. And we began to start a program called Polio Plus, which, as you heard me mention at the meeting, we were recognized as a eradicator club because of the contributions that we had made to the Polio Plus Foundation. But as that began to grow across the world, some of the things that happened from that, and some from the monies that were raised by the Rotary membership, Bill Gates Foundation decided that they would match, and then they got to where they would double match whatever Rotary would contribute to that Polio Plus Fund. So it's been a worldwide effort to eradicate that virus from the world. And as of now, and I haven't reviewed the statistics just in the last few weeks, but there are only 2 countries in the world that have any active cases of polio. One is Pakistan, and the other is Afghanistan, if I recall correctly. And there are people on the ground today that are going through those extremely remote areas, dangerous areas in a lot of instances, to try to take the polio vaccine to the young people in those 2 countries. It's tracked monthly, and a few months ago when I did check it, there were 13 active cases in the world. And there's one country that is going into their 2nd year of not having any active cases reported. You have to have 2 years of nothing reported, nothing that you can find, before you can say that it's gone.
It's gone, yeah.
So we're that close to being able to say that we helped and assisted in taking polio off the face of the earth. That's the kind of things that Rotary International does.
And that is a huge thing. I mean, polio right up there with AIDS and all the other killers of humanity. And especially it strikes our children. You didn't grow up with this as I did, but I grew up with my classmates getting polio and crawling into an iron lung, never to get out of it again. So when Salk created the vaccine, I think in 1955, I wept. I had a child coming, and that I knew that child would not have polio.
Would not have to be exposed to that. And that's, when in our country we're so fortunate that years ago, polio became a thing of the past, but then when you start to look around at some of the other countries in the world, they had not been impacted by the vaccine. And of course, over the years, the vaccine became more and more available, easier to administer, and so forth. So that was part of the thinking in saying, well, let's just get rid of it in the world, because we had lived in this country free of polio for some time. And so we're very excited about that happening. Another international project that we work very hard on is water. There are places in the world where moms get up in the morning and walk 6 miles to some maybe good water source, or maybe and a contaminated water source, but they get water and then walk back, and that's their water for today, both drinking, cooking, and whatever. So we have several programs underway that that deal with creating sustainable sources of good, healthy, clean water for different areas across the world.
Matt Damon, the actor, is quite involved in that
Mm-hmm.
program. So is there any cross work between Rotary and?
Nothing that I'm aware of directly, but certainly we're aware of his efforts, and he's aware of our. It's very simple. There's systems that you can put in place that actually cost less than $50 that will actively generate safe, healthy, clean water for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of making the effort and getting the same thing as getting the right people in the right place and being able to get into those countries and deliver it to where it needs to be.
Yeah. The incoming president of the Rotary International gets to choose the motto
Mm-hmm.
and the theme of the other clubs. Is there some democratic process involved where we meet in Winchester and talk about things, and that gets forwarded up the chain until it gets figured?
We can make suggestions, but the international president, when he comes in, generally has an idea of not just the motto, but what direction he wants the club to go during his tenure. And those guys are as they have been involved on that international level for some time. So they have seen the progress, they know where the clubs need to go for that next 12-month period. So they pretty much got it decided before they come in. We're excited this year because in recent years, the international president has generally been someone who I couldn't pronounce his name, and I didn't know the country he was from anyway. So
Okay.
you know, you learn to fake pronouncing his name. The international president this year will be a gentleman named John Germ from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Wow.
So I not only know that I can pronounce his name, I know where I can go talk to him.
Just down the road.
Yes, so we're excited about that and very proud of John as far as him being so active and then moving into that kind of position.
Well, that bespeaks of the entire Tennessee delegation of Rotary clubs, does it not? I mean, it takes something to be elected president of Rotary International.
It does, and it takes the individual has to be so committed to the Rotary effort, and then have the support of all the Rotary clubs to help him or her accomplish the goals that they set out. And I'm not certain, but I believe John is the second Tennessean to actually hold the position as Rotary International president.
So, and what you mentioned before about, you mentioned women, I also noticed in the club when we were there today, it's almost 50-50 in the Rotary Club. So that speaks as well to our local clubs getting out and beating the bushes and for everyone.
Well, you know, we've known the males in the population have known for years that if you want to get something done, you ask a female to do it. And so we finally figured out that probably you need to get them involved in your organizations as well to make those things happen. But the district governor of our district this year is a lady named Beth Stubbs. So, you know, they're active on the higher levels as well.
Okay, and so now your term began when, and how long will you serve?
Began in July of last year and will end in June the 30th of this year. So the 1st of July, I'll go out of office, and Nancy Painter will be coming in as our new president.
Okay. Well, that's we're going to be watching the club. I noticed you have a Facebook page, so I'll be going to that and make sure that we get an opportunity to know who's going to speak and that. So earlier we talked about the soccer club as being one of the things that the Rotary Club done. And when we started this series, the County Buzz, our first speakers were service clubs, because I felt these are people who give up their money. That's not taxed in any way. It's not tax money in any way, but they go out and spend it in our community, which is what the Rotary Club has done. And what else have you done other than the soccer field that we can that you can claim credit for having built or started or?
Well, we generally don't want to claim credit because it's because of monies that the community has given us in fundraising and those kind of things that allow us to do so. I look at it as the Rotary is just pretty much a conduit to take the contributions of members of the community and put them into the needed sources. Currently, the soccer fields is our big push. Operation No Well, we've just gotten back heavily involved in, and that's a situation at Christmas where we'll expend some $10,000 on gifts for underprivileged and children that may not have a good Christmas, and that's been ongoing for years. It's probably the oldest operation of that sort in the county, and so we've gotten back involved in that heavily. So right now, those would be our two main focuses. We sponsor international exchange students. We have one young man that's here now, and he'll be at the club meeting next week to talk about his experiences here in the United States and in Franklin County. It's hard to say that we do these things because anybody that comes up and has a need, we try to meet it either directly or through other sources that we may have that can deal with a problem or deal with a need that may be out there. But we do try to keep a couple of major things ongoing all the time.
Well, I want to thank you for being here today. And before I go, I want to give you the chance to kind of look at that camera up there and tell people out there why they should become involved in the Rotary and what you think that it might do for them.
Well, of course, we want to ask everyone to be involved in the Rotary Club and consider making an application to join the Rotary Club, particularly if you're a younger professional person, younger business person, someone that has all that enthusiasm and energy that younger folks can bring to the table that people like me may have expended all of that by this time. But what you get out of it is such a sense of accomplishment, such a sense of satisfaction that you are a positive part of the community, of the county, and of young folks' life, and giving back to the community that has been so good to all of us.
No.
So call me.
Call Ron Bailey. And thank you all very much for watching. If you're seeing us on YouTube, you can also catch us on Channel 3 on Comcast. We roll by there occasionally, and we're always glad to see you.